All the content contained in this webcast is for informational purposes only. The investments and strategies contained in this webcast may not be suitable for you. Please consult your own independent financial advisor before making any investment or trading decisions. Welcome back, traders. Second portion of our show, Market Movers. And let's start with one of the government's investments, AI.
AIG, Joel, had earnings. They were very good. Stock has been moving up significantly higher. It moved up after hours this morning. The same thing. This $30 seems to be the magnet. It's been trading around there the entire pre-market, slightly above it, slightly below it. It's at 29.80 right now. So I'd imagine that 30 is going to be your initial resistance. If you can take that out, then the stock could maybe move higher here, Joel.
Yep, you're right, Dennis. We hit 30.50 in the pre-market and then took a nice little nosedive down to 29.50, and now you are just consolidating here at that level. If in fact it takes out 30, I would look for a test of that 30.50 level. Coming back on the downside, I think if you're trying to buy the stock below 29.50, you may want to think about an early exit.
There was some few other ones that reported earnings last night too as well, Joel. CRM, which is Salesforce.com, reported earnings. 146.80 is where it's trading right now. It closed at 131.77. So that stock's breaking out over this 140 top that we had there back in late October. And if it was to pull back, I think maybe that 140 might give you some support, but maybe the next stop's 150.
It's going to have to chew through this 147.86 level to 148, Dennis. It's topped out there a few times in the pre-market. I can imagine that if it gets back up there again, you'll see some sellers. Above that, I mean, who knows, right, Dennis? 150 may be a level. Just looking at the pre-market activity, it's really been holding in 144. So if you're out there with an early short, maybe try a bid around the 144.10, 144.20 area. After 144, we got a long way to go to fill those gaps.
KND, Little Kindred Healthcare stock reported earnings last night, and they're not good at all. This stock actually has been just killed in the last year here, Joel. Chart is not pretty for those longs out there, and actually now it's trading 10.82 after closing at 12.49. So it's dangerously getting back close to this low that we set in early January, which was 10.07. So being only 80 cents away from there now after we just moved that far down wouldn't surprise me if it does give that whole $10 area a test today. And if it does, hopefully it can hold and bounce off that area. If not, this is a stock that can move very quickly.
Not very healthy earnings, huh, Dennis?
I guess not, Joel.
Okay. Opening up, we haven't opened yet, of course. Looking at the pre-market low here, Dennis, of 10.75. Now that coincides with some good levels, Dennis. You had three lows in January at 10.70, 10.90, and 10.91. So those have been short in the stock since then. A little breather here at this level. After that, more support comes in at 10.30, and then, of course, the $10 level. Coming back on the upside. Of course, we have a long way to go to get back into yesterday's range, but I'm sure that yesterday's low, if it comes into play at 11.81, will be excellent resistance.
Deckers, which is DECK, another disaster stock after the bell last night. They reported earnings. The stock's down $10 here, Joel, trading $80.70. Kind of bounced off that 80 area earlier on, so maybe that area 80 continues to give us some support, Joel, but definitely not a good day for Deckers. Getting decked.
Dennis, what do you expect from a company that sells winter boots that you can't wear in the snow? I just don't. Seriously, my kids have them. My wife has them.
They're buying them, though. Why do they buy them?
No.
I
don't know, Dennis. This stock baffles me. Just going to the technicals, 78, 71 pre-market low, panic low there. It took a bounce up to 82, so I'll call that resistance. But it really seems to be consolidating $80 level. Below that, 78, 71. will be good support. That coincides with a low that we had in January at 78.33.
Crocs reported earnings too, Joel, and well, this one's predictable. They never have good earnings, do they? I don't remember. I don't remember them having good earnings ever. But $18.70 is where it's trading right now after closing at $20.42. So stock's down 8.5%. Not going to be a good day for Crocs longs again here. I mean, here's another one you can just fundamentally think about it. Everybody seems to be making those types of shoes now. Why are their shoes any better? The Crocs ones specifically, because they have the Crocs name on them. I don't know, but you can pick up any of those shoes. It seems like for $2 or $3 at a flea market. So and I'm just not sure if the Crocs name itself is worth the kind of multiple that it had for a long time.
Okay, you go from one shoe company to another, and here I think anybody that over 5 years old that wears those things looks pretty silly. I don't know. I mean, someone got me a pair once, and I immediately returned them. I don't know.
You immediately returned them.
And they had the Michigan logo on it too, so I must have not have really liked them if I took them back. But looking at the pre-market in this, Dennis, it did sneak under. It got to 1785, so I'd use that 1785 level. The 18 is pretty good support. The only reason I'm saying that is because it's bounced as high as where it's trading at now, 1889. So at 18 should hold up today. Below that, there's a steep drop to 1710, and we have a gap to fill. Coming back on the upside, I wouldn't get too faked out on the long side unless this thing can get over 1920.
J.C. Penney had earnings this morning here, Joel. Stock actually just trading flat now, 41.95 after closing at 41.93. It was trading up into the 42s earlier before the report. It traded up into the high 42s. Then the report came out. It kind of sold off, bounced back into the mid 42s, but now it's just kind of hanging out here flat. So they can't really digest whether they like the report or not. So it'll be interesting to see which way this thing goes when it actually opens. I'd keep an eye on yesterday's low of 40.94. Stock starts to sell off. Maybe it finds some support around that 41 area. And obviously the high here of 42.39 or it's a 42.88. The high from earlier this month could give you some resistance.
Okay, this thing had a nice bar in the pre-market, Dennis. It traded down to 40.67 quickly. Just looking at the daily chart on this, I kind of like these kind of formations. You had the huge run up. I guess when they changed some guidance, consolidation. I would say that those three lows, the last 3 days lows, are really critical here. 4109, 4121, and 4094. For sake of a better number, let's just call that 41. As long as it stays above 41, Dennis, you gotta expect this thing is gonna go up and make a run at that 43 level. But seems to be running in some problems there. Above 43, of course, you're breaking out. And below 41, you got a lot to fill, a lot of room to fill back down to this area where it had that huge up day.
That's all I've really got for you today. Some of your European banks are stronger, which is putting a little bit of upward pressure on our U.S. financials as well. I'm also seeing the commodities overall a little bit stronger here this morning too, Joel. But kind of a quiet morning aside from those that had reported earnings. What do you have for our closing thoughts for the week?
Well, closing thoughts for the week, Dennis, is they're going to push this puppy up near 13,000 again in the Dow, and this time I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't have that quick snap back and under, and sure looks like we're ready to clear that hurdle today. I would change my opinion if we did get below this 1362.25. Which is the overnight low, coincides with the close area. But the market seems poised to end the week on a strong note at this time.
That's our show for today. We hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll be back with you on Monday.